guys, it's Vince from Team Too Legit to Crit. I'm going to bring you a deck profile that probably should have been out, I'm going to say, what, months ago? I finished this deck a little after set 13 came out. I just never ended up getting the deck profile filmed, or when I did end up filming it, the file became corrupted on my computer. But with set 15's release date and pulling out Glendios from the sneak packs, I might as well deck profile the Link Joker deck. My two favorite clans in this game are Link Joker and Narukami, the two decks I play the most. I do have fun playing around with other decks, like I have Maelstrom Reverse right now. I do have the Neo Nectar Ride Chain from way back when, but personally I think those are the top two decks for me, and I'm always going to have them and keep updating them. So I figured I might as well bring the deck profile now since it's been months, long enough. Set 15's out. Obviously your starter's Dusttail Unicorn. Until Legion comes out, this is your best starter. There's no reason to play anything else. Unless you're playing Glendios, but I'm actually playing the Chaos Breaker build for Chaos Breaker. Obviously your boss monster of the deck, I've got the 1 SP. CB1 to ditch 1, you lock any unit, and his limit break is to Soul Blast, kill something that unlocks, and draw a card, and you can stack, so you can draw up to 5 if you kill 5. Very rarely do you actually kill 5, the most you kill is 4. The 5 is only if you are able to Break Ride on Break Ride, and then Break Ride Chaos Breaker. He's still really relevant in the meta right now, because now that Team League is over, people aren't afraid to play Reverse. Or not Reverse, but with Team League, you had to play Reverse if you were going to go in there with Chaos Breaker, and it was just much easier to play Nouvelle. But Chaos Breaker as a standalone deck still does really well. To accompany the 4 Chaos Breaker, you just have to play the 4 Infinite 0 Break Ride. The other Break Ride that's coming out, where if you discard a 3, locks 3, it's okay, but I feel like it's too situational because you have to discard another Grade 3. And with Legion coming out soon, it's not worth picking up. I'd rather just keep playing the 4 Infinite 0. When you Break Ride, you get +10, lock a front and a back row unit. You always lock an attacker and the Vanguard booster. Grade 2s, I only play 3 Mobius Breath. I don't like playing more. I think 2 is too little and 4 is too many, because I want to be able to ride him as much as possible and make my opponent either waste an early game no pass or risk a 1 to pass, and if I get the trigger, it immediately puts me in like an amazing situation against them, because they wasted a card and don't have a booster for next turn and took damage. It's really solid. If you ride it, if you end up riding it, these two, you just treat the other two like they were 9k attackers if you call them. Otherwise, I always treat them like a draw trigger. I just keep them in hand unless I have to put more attackers on board for pressure. But if you don't draw him, it's a vanilla 9k, which isn't too good, but then again, I just like to use it as a 5k shield. Only 3 Colony Maker, because this deck counterblasts 1 at a time, but when between Chaos Breaker and Dusttail, you kind of want to keep the locking as your counterblasts. But Colony Maker is really good. You CB1 if your opponent has a locked unit to call a grade 1 or less. It establishes columns, it gives you boosters if you don't have them. All around a solid card, and it lets you call out the really good grade 1s the deck has. Otherwise, 412k attacker. My goal right now is to try to fully SP the deck before Legion comes out. I don't know if I want to hold on to Legion because it's going to be a little ways away, but if I could do that, that'd be beautiful. Otherwise, I just have the 1. And the only other grade 2 I play, I tech the 1 Krypton, because if I end up not riding Mobius Breath, this is my next hope for a ride target, because you don't want to ride Radon or Colony Maker. But Krypton has a 10k base as a grade 2, where if your opponent has a 9k Vanguard and even a 5k booster, you get 10k for no pass. But even if you don't ride him, he's a solid 10k rear guard to swing with, so it's always worth at least. I like the 1 just to tech. Grade 1s, 4 Palladium. This is actually the #1 call target for Colony Maker. You CB1, put it into Soul. If an opponent's unit unlocks, you relock that unit. And if you use Chaos Breaker with him, you actually put this into Soul, keep the unit locked, but you still you technically retire it and draw a card with Chaos Breaker. So you basically just leave a unit locked and draw a card for free because he goes into Soul, so you can blast him away. And the fact that he's 7k really makes him an amazing card to play. The grade 2 I feel like won't be played as much when it comes out because the Legion mates are more important. 4 10k attacker grade 1 because the other grade 1s of the deck are bleh. Otherwise, I don't like playing 6K grade 1s. I prefer 7 or 8. And even the 8Ks are vanilla, so 7Ks always hit the numbers you need behind 9K boosters to hit 16. But the 10K attackers for early game pressure, if I don't have a booster, I can just move one up, obviously. It does the job a 10K attacker does. 4 perfect guards because the meta calls for it with restanding Vanguards and Nouvelle if you can't use your zeros. So standard, really. And I actually play 2 Chaos Beat. I know I don't like playing the 6K guys, and I honestly don't like any Persona boosters where it boosts, like, say, this unit gets +5 when it's boosting X unit. The only reason I really do like this in the Chaos Breaker deck is because it is just if this unit boosts when your opponent has a locked card, and if you have Chaos Breaker on the rear guard, it makes a 22K column without Soul Blasting or anything. But you can use Colony Maker to call it out, which is really, really good, because if you use your Dust Tail behind the Vanguard, you can always put this behind the Vanguard to reach 22, which you don't need to. You can put a 7K behind it and hit 18 for the cross rides, but putting it behind a rear guard is really good, because the rear guard column then hits 22, which even if they're cross-ridden, it's just a 10K shield, but otherwise it makes them put in a 10-5 for the rear guard attacks, which I really love. Only the 2 because I don't want to ride it, and Colony Maker calls it from the deck, so I don't really have to worry about drawing into it. And I don't think I've had to ride it once when I played the deck. Trigger count. Now that set 15 is out, I've been wanting to play 12 crit in this. I only have 2 from the new set, so I'm playing 10 right now and 2 draw. I honestly think this is how I might keep the deck because I do like the 2 draw triggers. I end up getting them a lot. So I might just leave it like this because 10 crit is still a lot of pressure. Because when I was playing it with 4 draws, Chaos Breaker actually would deck me out a lot. Or I would just play greedy and I would draw way too many cards. But if I were to think about it, I probably wouldn't. But I have decked out more than I want to. So playing 2 draw triggers doesn't really deck me out, but I do like netting the advantage of putting this in the... if I get this in the damage check. Otherwise, I'll try 12 crit, but I feel like I'm going to leave it at 10 too. And then the 4 obligatory heal triggers. This one is 10 times better than Stellar Garage. Stellar Garage was like a really crappy looking trigger in my opinion. This actually looks a lot better, the artwork on it. Same thing with this Jet Rail. Alright, so that was the Link Joker deck profile as of set 15. It updated a little bit because of the 12 or 10 crit. But otherwise, the deck really hasn't changed since I built it. I just never got a chance to get it out to you guys. I will actually be building the Glendios deck. I probably will only be playing 1 Glendios because I don't want to shell out the cash to find 2 more unless I could trade for 2 more. Because I'm only going to play 3. You really don't need more than that. But if I do get that one done, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I show you guys the Glendios build. I have enough reverses for it, but otherwise that's probably going to be it for this video. Sorry about the little lack of content lately. We've been busy with school and stuff, trying to get everything together, the sneak vids. We're trying to save up for the sneak peek. We have plenty of videos from that still. So remember to rate, favorite, comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next video.